Hey everyone. So with the as I said, the sale of the Ute impending, or the trade, I thought I'd review a few things on the Holden Colorado. So let's start off with this one. We'll start off with the interior. So number one's interior. So it's a 2017 RG Series 2 Colorado. Have to say that, I mean, I personally don't have much problem with the interior. I like it. It's reasonably comfortable. It's I quite like the dark colours. Like the darker colours, you can see pretty much I'd say the bottom half of the interior is mostly dark shades. Apart from a little bit of silver down here. I like that. I mean, I think having it, I think some of the other models have black up here, but I would probably, if it had the black roof lining as well, it's probably a bit too black. I know I watched a car review, I think it was the new X-Terrain D-Max, and it's all black interior, and it's probably a bit much, but anyway, I don't mind it. In terms of like the infotainment system, it's okay. I mean, I've found the whole time that I've had it, I mean, it's pretty temperamental. Like, I use Android, and it's pretty temperamental with the voice recognition stuff. Sometimes it picks up your voice, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it can understand all of my words, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it's okay. Everything works fine. I've had no problem. I've seen people having problems with these screens, but have not had an issue with it. It's worked well with me. Connectivity's pretty good most of the time. The dash and functions are pretty good. Can't say they have any problems up there. It shows me temperature, which I like. It's a bit annoying with it. I know most cars have the tire pressure sensors now, because I've got aftermarket rims, and in order for the tire shop to fit pressure sensors into the aftermarket rims, they wanted to buy new sensors. They didn't want to use the same ones, so I get the tire pressure sensor warning over there. I mean, no big deal. Car still works. Haven't had any issues with electronics or anything. Air conditioner works awesome. It's like either okay temperature or far too cold. But I mean, in saying far too cold, I mean, if I've just got it set to low like that, I just set it to the lowest setting on the fan and it's all fine. I mean, of course it could do with some back vents, which my daughter would appreciate, but yeah, that's all right, no biggie there. The electronic driver's seat's pretty cool. I don't know why every car or every dual cab Ute doesn't have that already. Handbrake works awesome. You know what? I cannot really fault anything in here. I like it. I like this interior. And with the replacement car that I've got coming, it's actually, you know, I think the dash here in the Colorado is actually better. But, you know, whatever. It is meant to be a newer car, but yeah, it is what it is, really. No problems with power windows. No problems with AC or heater. What else we got? I put pretty good floor mats and seat covers on these, so all of this interior is as new basically as when I got it. And I've had this interior pretty trashed with sand and dirt and mud. Hasn't been underwater, but it's had, you know, so dust and mud on the mats, and it's cleaned up pretty well. So pretty happy with that. So other than that, haven't got much to complain. Yeah, so that's a brief review of the interior. Oh, you know what? I just remembered something. it could do with telescopic adjustment of this steering wheel. You can't ever get into a comfortable spot. It's got height adjustment, but not, you can't bring it towards you, which is a bit annoying because I sit pretty far back. Oh, and the other thing is, the seats, whilst they're okay, they're pretty damn uncomfortable for long drives. Big, from Adelaide to Northern Territory drive, after about 3 or so hours on these seats, it's uncomfortable as hell. But I think that's widely known in car reviews. The replacement car is much more comfortable in the seats. That's probably one of the main thing. I could probably chew up the K's for days in that car, sitting in those seats. So yeah, there you go. All the gadgets work, and all of them work really well, and no complaints with them. Proximity sensor, cruise control, phone controls, everything all works, and all works really well. So yeah. Alright, so let's have a look underneath this thing. So what I've added to it is the raw shocks to suit lift. Awesome. Heavy duty shocks, never fade out, ride perfectly. In the front I've got Dobinson's shocks and heavy duty 3-inch lifted springs from Anarchy Off-Road, which is over in Western Australia, I believe. We'll go around the front in a second. I'll show you the up control arms. You can see what's there. Shortened exhauster there. Diff dumper, 3-inch from the DPF back. It could pass through this gap here, but I mean, with a DPF you don't get a lot of sound, so I dropped it there. And to be honest with you, it unleashes a little bit of sound. Most sound when you're doing a DPF burn, it sounds like a farting Milo tin in a Mitsubishi Lancer. That's what it reminds me of. But other than that, it gives it a little bit of a note. I'll put the back here. Sorry, I'll show you on the other side. Extended shackles, 2-inch extended shackles, standard spring pack, which I was kind of pushing the limits of the standard spring pack. Could have done with some 150s or 200, or even just another leaf in there. 33-inch spare fits under here. We'll go around to the front bit and have a look at the front end. Alright, so up the front end here we've got the ATI adjustable arms. Work good. Just here. Dobinson's Nitro Max, I think they're Nitro Max, and Anarchy Off-Road heavy duty 3-inch lifted bull bar compatible springs. What else we got here? You can just see in the bottom there, 25mm diff drop. Now I've had no issues with any of this suspension parts. It's all really basic stuff. I mean, people talk about you know, up to 2 inches and just above 2 inches. They're not doing diff drops and all this stuff, and they're not doing upper control arms. Be honest with you guys, just do it. I mean, because if you have a standard upper control arm here, all right, you're really pushing it to its limits when you go 2 inches and above lift. That diff drop down there, some people say diff drop causes axle bind. I'll tell you guys this, from my own experience, if you do 2 inches and above, you need that diff drop, okay? The reason why you have CV bind after doing a diff drop is you obviously have an aligner, a wheel aligner, who doesn't know what they're doing, okay? You actually need to adjust the cam bolts carefully on the lower control arm to bring the hub, adjust it to move it outward a bit, because as you lift these things, and I've told people this many a times, again from my experience, as you lift these things, the suspension sweeps in as it goes down because you're lifting the suspension, yeah? As it goes down, the suspension or the hub sweeps in an arc that closes in towards the midline of the car. So what it's doing is it's crushing the CV. Now, if you have an aligner who knows four-wheel drives and who knows Colorados, they move the cam bolts to just slightly push the hub outwards to alleviate that crush. Okay, I've done that at home here, and I've never broken a CV. And you may ask, how do I do my own home alignments? Well, tape measures, lasers, and tyre wear is perfect, guys. These tyres are worn perfectly. No scalloping, no abnormal wear. So if you've got any more questions about lifting your Colorado, I mean, from my own experience, I can help you. Just send me a message or comment down below. Okay, I stand corrected if people disagree with me, but these are my own experiences, guys. Alright, so prior to sale, I've also taken my bash plates off. I have 4 more bash plates under there. They've come off. These recovery points, they'll stay. Onto the cargo space. So, I mean, what's the capacity of this thing? I think it's just under a ton. It's about 900 something. I personally wouldn't put sand or anything in the back here, even though it's got a tub liner. I'd just put it in a trailer, really. Tie down points pretty average. I added a couple of extra tie down points here through the tub there and there, one up the front, and a couple of extra tie down points up here and on the other side, just to help tie things down. It's pretty handy. It's got a 12 volt plug and a light, or SIG plug and a light over there. That's pretty cool. I added these gas struts here, and you know, to be honest with you, I don't even think they even work anymore. I mean, this is still, they've only been on there, what, not even 2 years. This is still heavy. Watch. So yeah, I don't know if they were the best buy. They were still reasonably expensive for them. What else have we got here? So I've had this in red dust in the NT, and I mean, I think people's problems with dust comes from coming through here. So if you've got a tub liner, under through there it goes into the wall of the tub, and in just behind here as well. So through red dust, I mean, it's not severe, but I still get a fair bit of red dust in here. I never put nice bags or nice clothes in here. It's always, this is the wet area, so muddy, sandy, dirty clothes go in here. I tried a tub seal, bought a good one, that failed, no good. I mean, never really persisted with that, so I mean, I just put up with things getting a bit dusty in here. To give you an idea, my wife's got one of those country road bags, overnight bags, and hers is white, and it just got a little bit of red dust on it. Just shook it off and it was fine. So yeah, load area not too bad. I mean, this tailgate's pretty average. I mean, it's heavy as, and I've made adjustments to the tailgate for it to shut better, and it still doesn't click in all that well. That's alright. Just in addition to the interior gadgetry, Reverse camera works awesome with guidelines. I mean, I think most dual cab utes should have central locking on this tailgate here. That's my opinion, but hey, works fine. A lot of people also have complaints about the this tonneau cover, and you know what, I'll be honest, if you take the time to unclip it, alright, so if I just give you a quick crash course here, there's a little bar under here to release it. Alright, so see those hooks there? That engages in there, and what that does is when you engage it into that slot, it also tensions the tonneau. So you release that first. Now this is where people usually damage it. Okay, see there, like this was already existing like that when I got. What you need to be doing is peeling that out of that track first before you roll it back. So you peel it out of the track all the way along there, alright, on both sides, and then you roll it back. Now it is fiddly, yes. Is it annoying? Yes, I will agree. Now is it useless? I don't think so. If you know how to work it and you know how to look after it, it'll work fine. So onto the exterior. I always thought that the outside of the Colorado looked pretty average compared to some of the other dual cab utes. Particularly with like the styling around here, it's pretty sort of blocky and ordinary looking. But then, I mean, you look a bit closer and sort of these pressed shapes in the style side of the tub, they're actually like, you know, it gives it a bit of class, a bit of shape there. I mean, all that I've added to this, I've added these flares. I've added the 33-inch zero offset rims, which are 17 by 9s. I've added 3-inch suspension lift and shocks and other control arms at the front. I've added these window visors, tinted windows, the snorkel with the comp head. That snorkel was actually really good, really happy with that. Had towing mirrors on there, which you'll see in my other videos that are literally on there for a couple of weeks. And I added some of these light covers, painted a few things like these bumperettes here. Yeah, so styling's alright, still holds up. On the front there, I added the bull bar. What else do we add? There's a winch inside the bull bar here. Little bits like that stone shield on the front. So yeah, can't really complain, guys. Really happy with the outside of it. Up next, under bonnet. So you see it's pretty original under here. Still got stock airbox. Still got the engine cover. All that I've added under here is the catch cam, which works really well. And over here I've got the Direction Plus fuel manager, diesel fuel manager, or pre-filter. One of my other videos I mentioned, I don't know how people keep breaking these airboxes. I take that filter out every 10,000 Ks and give it a blowout, give it a clean out, and wipe out, and not even a crack in that airbox. So I don't know, guys, don't know what you're doing to break them, but still in one piece. Reason I have keep the engine cover on there is, well, it's got a lot of sound deadening in it, and it's part of the package of making the facelift Colorado quieter than the pre-facelift. So it's like, why would you take that off? It doesn't do anything wrong. Might hold in a bit more heat, but rather a little bit of heat than extra rattly clattery sound of the diesel. Still got standard intercooler pipes, standard pulleys, everything still perfect condition. So engine performance wise, I mean, I've had this tuned, so makes, what do they make after a tune? About 30% more power and torque or something, or 30% more torque. Pardon me. Never have a problem with towing with it. Haven't towed anything that it hasn't handled. But then again, I'm not towing 4 tons or a full-size caravan or that. I mean, I tow stuff that I know it can handle. I mean, really what I can fault with engine performance is, I mean, even with the iDrive, there's inevitably the, I believe it's turbo lag, and it does lag a bit. iDrive helps it, but pretty much once you hit 1700 RPM, there's a real good sweet spot there, and from 1700 till about 2300, it hauls like a train. Plenty of grunt for off-road, plenty of grunt for on the freeway for overtaking, plenty of grunt for towing. I've never felt that this thing has been underpowered, but at the same time, it is a 4-cylinder 2.8 diesel turbo. It's not a powerhouse. If you're looking for a powerhouse, you get like a V8. Get something with a V8 in it. Probably make a better sound as well. So I'm happy with the power, happy with the performance, reliable, very reliable. I'd check over this car, service the engine every 10,000 Ks. No complaints. Of just what we're at, brakes wise, drums on the back, discs on the front, back drums are perfect, I've checked them. Front discs are perfect. I've just changed brake pads. Now I'm pretty sure that, the car's at 114,000 Ks. Just changed the brake pads, and I'm pretty sure that'll be its first brake pad change. Why not the discs? Well, I'm pretty sure the brake pads have just worn out because of some of the off-road driving that I do in dust and dirt and sand. But the thing is, there was not even a ridge in the discs, so I'll just put some brake pads in there and away we go. No problems. I mean, braking performance is average. That's well documented. Have I thought of putting slotted discs? Yes, I have. But the discs are still fine, so I'm not going to take them perfectly the discs out just to put slotted discs in there. What else? Can't say that I've noticed any notable oil consumption. I know that the Series 1 RGs had oil consumption problems. No problems with that. 540, always fully synthetic oil. Put some fuel doctor in the tank, every second tank. That's it, look after it, and it's really good. So for those of you who are curious, I'll just say it again. I mean, I'm trading it because it's due for a timing belt, it's due for a clutch. Now, I can do this stuff, but can I be bothered? No. So building stuff and mechanical stuff isn't my day job. I do have a day job, 5 days a week. So mechanical stuff and building stuff is my hobby. I could do the clutch and the timing belt myself, but can't be bothered. And you know, I'm guessing we're up for at least $4,000 combined for a clutch, decent clutch, and a decent timing belt kit and water pump and pulley, tensioner that is. So you know what, I'm just going to add on a little bit of cash. Yeah, I need to add on to some cash, and I hop into a near new replacement car. So hope I don't regret it, touch wood. But yeah, Colorado's been very, very reliable. If I put a clutch and a time belt on it, I would drive it another 100,000 k's because I know it will do it.